I've been playing Minecraft for years now and been hosting Minecraft servers all the way back from 2014. But one thing has always remained the same. No matter what I did, no matter what I tried, there was always lag. Either I forgot to generate my world in advance, forgot to turn off the TNT explosions, or someone was just creating a lag machine causing the server to crawl harder than me after 6 beers. But in came Paper, barging into the room, claiming incredible performance, unparalleled terrain generation, and even more stability. Safe to say, it took the Minecraft hosting community by storm. However, there was one small issue. It spawned a bunch of forks all saying they were faster than Paper because they made the code more efficient by adding, quote, performance updates that didn't actually improve performance by a lot, while adding the possibility of corruption. But today's subject isn't a performance fork, although it is faster than PaperMC in some instances, and it's fully thread safe and supported. But how did it do that? How did Purpur came to be, and why is it still around today? Well, my friends, join me once more as we deep dive into how Minecraft's fastest server got even faster. As said in the intro and in my video about them, Paper is the de facto Minecraft server in use today. For servers big or small, they all use PaperMC because it's actually quite fast, thanks to its many async tasks taking the load off the main worker. But this isn't a video about Paper. It's about the faster version of it. So if you want a full explanation of PaperMC with its historical breakdown, feel free to click that pop-up right there. But we are going to talk about a pretty piece of code called Purpur and its rich history in the Minecraft world. And I should probably state right now, I was lucky enough to interview the current developers about their work and future plans. So with the best information coming straight from the best source, let's talk about Purpur. It started live as just a plugin called Rideables. This Spiggot plugin allowed you to ride any mob in game, with the first rideable mob being the dolphin. As Billy's wife, Billy being the developer, wanted it to be a feature for a long time. Truly, Billy is a Chad. He went on to update this plugin for a long time, adding more and more rideable mobs, but the fun couldn't last, as MD5 would make changes to the internal Minecraft server code that made making Billy's plugin harder. Eventually, it got to a point where it was damn near impossible to make the plugin and even harder to maintain it. So Billy just elected to create his own server software for his personal server, at first being a fork of PaperMC, which he could just modify to have his own features. It eventually morphed into his own software after the PaperMC took ages to merge Billy's changes with Paper, and he just stopped sending the requests and began implementing them themselves. See, it's important to mention that Paper does have a reputation of being slow with the so-called merge request, to the point that it's even an inside joke among community members now. After some time, Billy had difficulties maintaining his project, enlisting the help of Granny, no, not my personal grandmother, becoming the first person to join the development team, and he started documenting all the technical intricacies of the project, as it was slowly getting to the point it would get mostly known for. But we will get to that in a little bit. After Purpur started picking up traction, more and more people began submitting requests for code to be changed. Billy continued maintaining his passion project with Jason, or as people know him, J Panilla, joining the Purpur team. Eventually, so many people became involved that the project started to take the shape of a fairly good alternative to Spiggot and Paper. Eventually, Jason changed his focus over to Paper and left the Purpur team. And nowadays, Billy is also retired, leaving the project into the capable hands of Granny. Purpur nowadays enjoys a reputation of being a customizable open environment to run your servers on. But with that being said, why should you care? I mean, if you're running a Minecraft server, you're probably already running Papers anyways, so why change? Well, my friends, every server software has its niche, and with Purpur, that's customization. See, in the default Paper, there are tons of set values you can't just change in the config. What Purpur allows you to do is change these hardcode values. For instance, you can change the size of your ender chests, the amount of blocks pushable by pistons, and you can allow chests to be opened when there's a block above it. All these features are disabled by default behind a single option in Paper. So when you install Purpur, you're essentially running a faster version of Paper. Sadly, it not being a performance fork has earned it a reputation of being a little bit slow and bloated, while in fact that is not the case. Proven by multiple user testaments and myself, I've been hosting Minecraft servers for years now, and I've conducted a little experiment to show you. I've gathered 10 of my community members and gave them all the rights to fly around and blow stuff up. Everything's the same, from the startup command and making sure the Java garbage collection can be a variable in this test. The world is the same and no plugins. As you can see, it's not at all slower. But why is this? Because they flat out denied being a performance fork. Well, they apply patches from Pufferfish, which is a performance fork, meaning they get all the security patches from Paper, the speed of Pufferfish, and the ability to customize the game to the point that it feels like a game itself. Now, a lot of so-called performance fork will just sacrifice security for the sake of speed, causing worlds to be corrupted, plugin behavior to be absolutely wild, and the server to just crash with every second. Well, not Purpur, as they are committed to safety and have a direct line of communication to the Paper team in case of an exploit of a security risk. They also perform a litany of tests and have a dedication to reviewing every pull request made. Purpur is not only fast, reliable, but it's also safe. But if they are so reliant on Paper, will they follow it to its inevitable course and direction? As Paper clearly announced its desire to break away from Spiggot to be its own completely independent codebase. If this happens, all Spiggot plugins will no longer work and compatibility will be completely lost. This is what the community know as a hard fork. And it's kind of what they did with NeoForge. What's that? You don't know what I mean? Well, go watch this little video right here, you silly goose. But essentially, a hard fork just means it's no longer using the software it jumped off on as a foundation, instead doing everything themselves. Now, if you have code that is based on another project, you benefit from also getting that project's security and performance updates. However, you will always be stuck on the direction that project is going. Paper has made moves with Hanger, its own plugin repository, to sever its ties with the Spiggot team forever. But the wider Bukkit community does not seem to think that this will be happening soon, with a great quote I can't use. But let's continue our little dive and talk about something else. In my interview with Purpur, I asked the same question I ask every team I interview, namely, what's the biggest obstacle to the project as a whole? And their answer, well, it was interesting, because instead of focusing on something code related like Glowstone or Sponge, it was more of a problem in our community, as misinformation is apparently rampant, and I'm probably gonna get a comment or two saying I'm wrong because Purpur is slower or something, but I don't care. My whole goal here is to document the history of Minecraft's online history, and if somebody tells me there's misinformation, I'm here to root it out. PurpurMC is not slower than PaperMC, and I can refer you to the test done earlier, and plus just think about it. They literally use PaperMC as a base, and they get all their performance patches from Pufferfish. They don't add anything, they just allow you to change the values that Paper already have. How can it be slower? For Purpur, the code isn't the big problem here. It's trying to survive in a community that only wants performance and will just write something off because it isn't specifically a performance fork. And that's not how it should be. What's the use in a server when you can't do anything cool with it? And their dedication to customizability really shines through when you realize they have their own data packs and plugins specifically designed to work for Purpur. While the plugin is Purpur only and adds things that are just easier to do via the Bukkit API rather than build it into the main server itself. For instance, allowing you to split a minecart with a chest in it to just a minecart and a chest when an anvil is dropped on it. But they also have Purpur packs, being the same idea as PurExtras. However, it's not limited to Purpur itself, as it just adds a little flavor to your Minecraft world in the form of data packs. And at one point, they even had a client-sided fabric mod that fixed bugs you couldn't fix server-sided alone. However, this has not been touched since January, so keep that in mind if you try to use it. So that was the story and current day of Purpur. But what of its future? Well, I don't think it's going anywhere, as it has a group of dedicated, talented developers itching to make this project the best it can be. And to those people, I salute you. And I personally am very excited for the future of Purpur and Minecraft as a whole. And as we go back up from our dive, I think it's important to say thank you to Trouble, Granny, and the rest of the Purpur team to give me all the info I could ever need. And thank you for watching. I was Lunar, you were awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.